Every year I make a year-end DVD for you that I feel is very important as a way of thanking you, inviting you, and sharing with you what will be coming up in 2015. This year I want to talk about a very beautiful story that one of my beautiful students gave me about the samurai and the tea master. I think you're going to find it very beautiful. And then I'll have a little discourse for you, a little bit explaining it. Hopefully it will help you in some way. And I'm going to talk to you about the new series of programs I propose to make for you in 2015 on the dearest subject of my life, and hopefully the dearest subject of your life, the Beatitudes. So, welcome to your year-end DVD. It won't take up much of your time, and may this all serve you so beautifully well. This beautiful video was made and produced by two of my students just for you as a way of thanking you for watching Aspire, listening to Aspire, and supporting it. Namaste. The samurai and the tea master. A samurai warrior is as spiritual as a monk. He is the ruler of his mind as much as his body. He trains his spirit through the form of meditation known of as zazen. He can sit for hours on end, gradually reducing his thoughts down, down, down until his sole focus is on his breath. No base passion, fear, discomfort, or excitement shall control him, even for a single second. He can endure the bitterest cold and the fiercest heat. When faced with death itself, his mind is perfectly still. The odds, the dangers, and the enemies may be massive against him, and yet his concentration as sharp as his sword may cut through them all. Yes, he is a spiritual being indeed, but his spirit is the distilled essence of violence. But such self-control is not confined to the fighters of Japan. The masters of the Japanese tea ceremony performs his peaceful duties just as a samurai would, with the same concentration and focus of attention. Several centuries ago, a tea master worked in the service of a lord, Yamaguchi. No one else performed the way the tea master performed his perfection. The timing, the grace, the unfurling of the mat, setting out the cups, sifting of the green leaves. It was all beauty itself. The master was so pleased with his servant that he bestowed upon him the rank and robes of a samurai warrior. When the Lord Yamamochi traveled, he always took his tea master with him so that others could appreciate the perfection of his art. On one occasion, he went on business to the great city of Endo, which is now known of as Tokyo. When evening fell, the tea master and his friends set out to explore the pleasure district, known of as the floating world. As they turned the corner of a wooden pavement, they found themselves face to face with two samurai warriors. The tea master bowed politely and stepped into the gutter to let the fearsome pass by. But although one warrior went by, the other remained rooted to the spot. He stroked A long black whisker that decorated his face, gnarled by the sun and scarred by the sword. His eyes pierced through the tea-maker's heart like an arrow. He did not quite know what to make of a fellow who dressed like a fellow samurai and yet would willingly step aside into a gutter. What kind of warrior was this? He looked him up and down. Where were the broad shoulders and the thick neck of a man who had great muscle and force? Instinct told him that this was no soldier at all, but an impostor who by ignorance had donned the uniform of a samurai, and he snarled, "Tell me, O strange one, where are you from? And what is your rank?" The tea-master bowed once more. "It is my honor to serve the Lord. My life belongs to him, and I am his master of the way of the tea." A tea? A tea servant? Who dares to wear the robes of a samurai? Explained the rough warrior. The tea-master's lip trembled. He pressed his hands together and said, "My lord has honored me with the rank of a samurai and requires me to wear these robes." The warrior stomped on the ground like a raging bull and exclaimed, "He who wears the robes of a samurai must fight like a samurai. I challenge you to a duel. If you die with dignity, you will bring honor to your ancestors, and if you die like a dog, at least you will no longer insult the rank of samurai." By now the hairs on the tea-master's neck were standing on end like feet of a helpless centipede that had just been turned upside down. He imagined he could feel the edge of the samurai's blade against his skin. He thought that his last second on earth had come. But the corner of the street was no place for a duel with honor. Death is a serious matter, and everything has to be arranged just so. The samurai's friend spoke to the tea-master's friends and gave them the time and the place for mortal contest. The fierce warriors had departed. The tea-master's friends fanned his face. He was faint. His nerves were shot. They steadied him as they took him into a nearby place of rest and refreshment. They assured him that there would be no need to fear for his own life. Each one of them would give freely of money from their own purse and would collect a handsome enough sum to buy the warriors off and make them forget their desire to fight a duel. If by chance the warrior was not satisfied with the bribe, they surely would tell the Lord, who would give generously to save his much-prized master of the way of the tea. But these generous words brought no cheer to the tea-master. He thought of his family and his ancestors and his Lord himself, and he knew that he must not bring them any reason to be ashamed of him. "No," he said with a firmness that surprised even his friends. "I have one day and one night to learn how to die with honor, and so I will." So speaking, he got up and returned alone to the court of the Lord that he served. Here he found his equal in rank, the master of fencing. He was skilled as no other in the art of fighting with a sword. "Master," he said, when he explained his tale, "teach me to die like a samurai." But the master of fencing was a wise man, and he had great respect for the master of the tea ceremony. And so he said, I will teach you all that you require, but first, I ask you to perform the way of the tea for me one last time. When the ceremony was complete, the fencing master slapped his thigh and exclaimed with pleasure, There you have it. No need to learn anything of the way of death. Your mind and the state of your mind, when you perform the tea ceremony, is all that is really required. When you see your challenger tomorrow, imagine that you are about to serve tea to him. Salute him courteously. Express regret that you had not met him sooner. Take of your coat and fold it as you did just now. Wrap your head in silken scarf. And do it with the same sincerity as you dress for the tea ritual. Draw your sword and hold it high above your head. Then close your eyes and ready yourself for combat. And that is exactly what the tea master did. The following morning, at the crack of dawn, he met his opponent. The samurai warrior had been expecting a quivering wreck, and he was amazed by the tea master's presence of mind as he prepared himself for combat. The samurai's eyes were open, and he saw a different man altogether. He thought he must have fallen victim to some kind of trick or deception, and now it was he who feared for his life. The warrior bowed, asked to be excused for his rude behavior, and left the place of combat with as much speed and dignity as he could muster. And that, my friend, is the story of the samurai and the tea master. Please forgive me. Namaste.